Hello, I'm Tim, the founder of dotandnotebook.com. Today I want to present to you a product by an Italian brand called Ciak. And this is the Classic notebook. So this brand, Ciak, Italian brand, make their products in Italy. And this notebook is entirely made in Italy. Fairly nice, handmade in Italy actually. Versatile, soft, colorful notebook. Definitely agree on the colorful. As you can see, the covers are very deep color. This is the coral color. This is yellow. Here you have a royal blue, dark blue. This is what they call antique pink. This is black, and then you have lighter blue, and this is like their red. Looks very, very nice. Definitely reminder of what you can find in upholstery or handbags, maybe also Italian handbags. Very nice red, like it very much. This is A5 format, 224 pages, kind of thick actually. 224 pages. Nice info. The brand name Ciak comes from the sun of the elastic on it. Supposed to make a ciak. Interesting interesting anecdote. The cover is a soft faux leather. Very nice feel. Has a nice touch to it. Like, feels very, very great. Looks cool too. The global, the general design of the notebook is very, very cool. Like it reminds me of like a classic notebook, kind of like the old school notebooks you would find, but in a modernized version. Like this reminds me of the notebook you see in the Indiana Jones movie with Sean Connery, like the Last Crusade. Like, kind of feels like a modern version of it, in a colorful way that makes it more modern. I like it very much. It feels pretty great. It's soft, like doesn't have a reinforced cover. Very classy look. 9 colors available. It looks great. I do feel like it's kind of fragile because as you can see, it's already leaving a mark on it, like just by being on its own. So I feel like this is a product that's gonna maybe not get old in a nice way. Like, it's definitely gonna develop a patina. I'm wondering if it's gonna look great. But when you receive it, like just straight out of the box, it looks very cool. It does have a ribbon bookmark, very useful, especially for this number of pages. Now that's being said, let's dive into the notebook. So 224 pages, obviously dotted. The paper is ivory type, so it's not white. It's not yellow. Like currently I'm shooting and the color appears to be very, very yellow on the paper. I'm gonna try and see if I can color correct that to be closer to what it is in real life. So ivory paper, 110 gram per square meter, fairly thick. We're gonna do some writing test on it after, so that I can see how it fares with the bleeding and ghosting. In terms of the paper is also like FSC certified. It's pH neutral, no chlorine, acid free, and if I recall correctly, it has a little bit of recycled paper on it. Like on the last page they tell you, if I can, yeah. Paper of this book contains recycled post-consumer waste fibers. So you do have some recycled paper on it. That's nice. The binding, like you can see, it's stitched, and then you have the cover that's glued to the first and last page. Obviously, I mean, actually not that obvious, but it doesn't lay flat. It's not a great, doesn't lay flat even in this environment where it's like, would be easy to. So you can definitely break it to make it lay slightly flat, but out of the box, like brand new. Remove this so you can actually see it fully. Oh, it looks very great. Love this notebook. About the paper also, no numbers on the pages. Just have some information lines, or lines for information more in the first page, but no numbers. Personally, I like that. I'm not into numbered pages. I like to write my numbers myself in the corner. And well, how about we try and test the paper? So to test the paper, I present to you our tools. We have 5 different pens going from, well, basically a Sharpie, a Bic, like the basic one, to test that, a Tredio that's felt but with like a kind of a fountain pen style, felt with the Micron, Pigma Micron on 0.8 millimeters thickness, and the Papermate also a felt. So let's try it. I'm gonna basically try and show you what does this look like. So let's start with the Pigma. I'm gonna do a nice here, Pigma Micron. There you go. So what do we have with this? Well, no bleeding. Yeah, no bleeding so far. Ghosting is, you can see it here. I'm in a light box, so this has a lot of light. In real life, it's not as strong, honestly. Let's try then with the Papermate. Papermate. To the touch and with the writing, the paper is fairly smooth. It's not as smooth as a Clairefontaine or Rhodia or like this type of paper, which is very, very smooth and like where basically you just glide on the page. It's slightly scratchier, not as scratchy as a Midori, but still not as smooth. I would say it's kind of in between. So if you look at the Papermate, well, we get kind of the same result as the Pigma here and that. Like, you have some ghosting but zero bleeding, basically. Let's try the other ones. So the Tredio, you can see that it has a small tip up. Tredio. This allows you to get like thinner on basically depending on the edge of the pen you use. Yeah, same thing. You have like a small ghosting but zero bleeding. So normal pen, like the Bic, the basic one. It's the stylo Bic, as we call it in French. The very cheapest ever. But pretty cool. Well, obviously you don't have any bleeding. You have a slight ghosting that shows on the camera. If I look in real life, it's like you can't see anything. Like honestly, in normal lighting conditions, it's not gonna show. And then the Sharpie, that's gonna be crazy, I think. Sharpie. Alright, and the Sharpie, yeah, obviously. Like, you still have no bleeding, but you have the ghosting. Well, it's to be expected. I'm currently using the smaller format of those, which is like a pocket one. Let me try and find this for you. Currently I'm using this. So this is the Classic, and this is like what they call the Mate. So as you can see, it's not the same size. This is a B6 Plus, I think. This is an A5. So as you can see, it's not totally an A6. Like this is not exactly the half of this. That's why it's B6 Plus, like slightly bigger. But it's also with like a red, and then, like this one has the textured leather. Very nice. And as you can see, like the paper is the same. Slightly wider on this one than on this one. And basically, well, if I'm bringing this to show you the comparison, this is like slightly grippy. It's not as smooth, as I was saying, it's not as smooth as a Rhodia or Clairefontaine or anything like this, but it's not a Midori either. Like it's not gonna be as scratchy. If you're looking for this kind of feel, you won't find it in this. This is like a nice in between. But obviously, as we saw, the 120 grams per square meters does its job. You have the slight ghosting and like zero bleeding. So to close that off, this is a type of notebook I really like. Really love this one. Love the colors. Obviously, goes well with the the smaller format. I'll do a video on this one also later. That's how I number my notebooks. They go well together. And well, yeah, I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!